Hello, beautiful Patriots.
Hello, Patriots, nods, digital soldiers, proud deplorables, and chumps for Trump.
This is Kerry.
This is Joel.
And we are the Quiet Boys.
Of truth.
I can't believe it is already November 30th.
Right?
The last day of November 2020. Full moon tonight.
All right.
This year has been a combination of, everything in fast forward and everything moving excruciatingly slow, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it kind of feels that way. That's a good analogy.
It's definitely been the weirdest year of my entire life. I could say that for sure.
Right.
All right. I hope everyone is well out there. I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Ate a lot of turkey and good food.
So I think today we're just going to cover a couple things that have been going on lately in the news. Starting with Joe Biden fracturing his foot yesterday, November 29th, while supposedly playing with his dog, and he's going to be wearing a boot.
What's that dog's name?
I believe it was his dog, Major.
Oh.
What do you think?
It just sounds like some dog comms going on there. I think there's something else going on.
Dog comms.
Until I have, more sauce, I really can't make a judgment
Interesting.
call.
Yeah, so here's a video from Inside Edition.
Could President-elect Biden be walking with an orthopedic boot like this on Inauguration Day? It's very possible after he slipped and fractured his foot while playing tug-of-war with his German Shepherd rescue dog, Major.
They thought he twisted his ankle. They did an x-ray, didn't really see anything, did a CT scan. That's when they found these small, tiny hairline fractures in his foot.
I spoke with Beverly Hills foot surgeon, Dr. Neil Blitz.
Most likely is President-elect Biden twisted his foot like this. And what that caused was a cracking of these two bones.
Biden's foot was apparently wrapped in a bandage and then placed in a walking boot. You can see him limping away from his doctor's office.
It's likely with his type of fracture that he'll be in a smaller shoe for the inauguration, such as this, and for his bigger walks, he'll be in something like this. Bones biologically will heal with time, and that takes 6 weeks.
President Trump offered his best wishes as only he can, tweeting, "Get well soon." Did he really mean it? Not likely. He also tweeted, "No way we lost this election."
I love our president. Oh, man. He drives the media crazy, and I love it.
Well, of course he meant it, because he means this too, and he's right. There's no way we lost this election.
Yeah, absolutely not.
He didn't lose the election, so he really meant it, Joe. He really meant get well soon.
Speaking of which, do we have any election updates?
All right, so lots going on, guys. There's a lot going on in Pennsylvania, as you know. Things are happening in Michigan. Things are happening in Wisconsin. Let's take a look, actually, at the updated election results map from Epoch Times. They do a really good job of giving us accurate information as opposed to the mainstream media who just keep running the same narrative that we've heard a million times, that Joe Biden will be our future president, which is not the case. They are absolutely dismissing all of the evidence. They're saying there's no evidence whatsoever, right? They're saying all of the claims of fraud are unfounded. And
it's because the media is the enemy of the people. They're complicit in this.
Absolutely the enemy of the people. They are run by the Chinese Communist Party, as we know, and they are not giving any accurate information to the people who are still watching them. So let's go check out that map from the Epoch Times. So unlike the mainstream news outlets that are showing us election results that we know to be false, based on all of the election fraud that we know has taken place during this election, right? So the Epoch Times actually has an accurate portrayal of what is a contested election. This election is not valid the way it is right now. And with all the court cases happening, all the evidence being presented, we know that the results that the mainstream is telling everybody are accurate are not accurate. So this one is showing us, so of course the red is Trump projected to win those states that are highlighted in red. Biden's the blue, of course. And then all of those gray states are all the swing states in which the results are contested.
So here's an interesting thing. I heard that today during that hearing in Arizona, they certified the vote for Joe Biden while a hearing was going on about it. That's not good. for them.
That is not good for them.
That is very bad.
They could get in so much trouble for certifying election results that they know to be contested.
And here's another...
They absolutely are.
Here's another little nugget for you guys. All Trump needs is just one of these lawsuits to prove that there was election fraud, and every other state is going to go to him by default, guys. I mean, look at this. Like, if there's just one election fraud thing pointed out in one of these lawsuits, the rest are going to have to follow suit. And all these states that are certifying for Joe Biden, they're going to be in a lot of deep trouble.
They are going to be in a lot of deep trouble. And actually, we have a little clip that we can show you here in a minute, right? Just a little excerpt from that hearing today.
Yeah.
So can you scroll down a little bit there, Joel? Okay. So this is a great resource, guys, to check out. So you just go to the epictimes.com. You should be able to see this. And it has all of the live legal case updates right here. So you can see the latest thing 3 hours ago. Pennsylvania lawmakers formally introduced resolution to dispute 2020 election results. Okay, and then 8 hours ago, judge schedules hearing in high-profile Georgia election case. Just all kinds of things going on here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Joel, so do you want to take a look at that snippet from was it a state legislature hearing today in Arizona?
Sure, but I'd also like to point out real quick that I've got you using my word now.
Snippet?
Yes.
It is a catchy word. I do like it.
Yep. All right, let's check it out.
All right.
My humble opinion, upon reviewing all the data that I'm going to go over and reading countless articles, clips, and videos over the past week, I think this is the biggest fraud in the history of our constitutional republic. It's taking place right before our eyes. The corrupt mainstream media and tech oligarchs are colluding in an attempt to assassinate the American public's true legal vote for our President Donald J. Trump through corrupt government officials across countless precincts and corrupt state officials and courts. The evidence will show that President Trump surpassed both FDR and Reagan in the percentage of legal votes, topping 60% when this crime is unveiled. So much of this process has been tainted that it will likely end up before the Supreme Court and allow one electoral vote per state cast, and hopefully Arizona does its part. And eventually the 35 of the 50 states will probably vote Republican, which will probably match his popular vote totals.
Well, how about that? So if you guys don't know who that is, that's Bobby Pitton. I believe that's how you say his name. He was a pivotal witness in the Arizona voter fraud that was going on. Another interesting thing to take note of is Twitter deleted his personal profile. I believe
that right there tells us
that should tell you a lot.
Yeah, this is someone we can listen to. If Twitter deletes him, then what he has to say is valid.
I believe that, with all of these suspensions and terminations of accounts going on, of conservative accounts, people who are blowing the whistle on stuff like this, it really should give you, cause to pause over, is Jack Dorsey telling the truth about not deleting accounts for political reasons?
No, he's lying.
Okay, well, I was just wondering. Just in case, guys, it's something to take note of. There's also something else I wanted to point out to you guys. If you don't know, looks like Bards FM is doing an interview with General Flynn. I guess it's going to be posted tomorrow on his podcast on YouTube, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. The interview will also air during Tuesday Bards FM Nightly live stream on Podbean starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So, yeah, interesting. Also, iPod's back, guys. Look at that. Awesome. Welcome back.
So real quick, President Trump actually called into this hearing, just like he called into the Pennsylvania hearing that we showed a few days back. Would you like to listen to that, Joel?
Sure, let's give it a listen.
All right.
All right, so Mr. President, your line is now connected.
Well, thank you very much. I've been watching the hearings and they're fascinating, incredible, and I wanted to say doing this very brave thing, and had in 2016. We were looking to get about 68 million votes, and we said that would easily win. Well, we got 74 million votes, and getting above that number even could hit 75. But we got 74 million, and we didn't win. But I know that we won Arizona, and we won Michigan, and we won Georgia, and we won Pennsylvania, and we won Wisconsin. But what they did is they played games, and games like nobody's ever seen before. This is the first time Republicans, or the first time anyone has fought back. The 2020 election was rigged. It was a scam, and the whole world is watching, and they're laughing at our country. They're laughing at us. They know who won, and we won by a lot. The poll watchers were thrown out of buildings or put at very far away distances, but they were thrown out of buildings in numerous of the states. You have people that came in to vote, and they were told, I'm sorry, but you've already voted. We've received your ballot. No, I never voted. I'm very proud to vote. November 3rd, I'm very proud to vote. No, we have your ballot. And they would go in and they would sign a complaint. In some cases, they went home and they cried. They've never seen anything like it. We have thousands and thousands of people that walked in. This shows you how arrogant the Democrats and others were in taking away and stealing an election, because that's what they're trying to do, is steal it. And the easy route for me, when everyone's saying, oh, just focus on 2024, sir. Focus on 2024. I said, no, I have to focus on 2 weeks ago, because this is the greatest scam ever perpetrated upon our country. This is the big one. And we went through plenty. We went through the phony Russia, the phony impeachment, and all of the different things. And then on top of it, you have a governor named Ducey, who just he just rushed to sign certificates so that Kelly gets into the Senate as soon as possible. What's that all about? He didn't have to sign, and I say, why would he sign when you have these incredible hearings going on that's showing such corruption and such horrible fraud by the people of Arizona? So you have to figure out what's that all about with Ducey. He couldn't go fast enough. And I just say that I want to thank you. We're going to win this thing. We're not giving up. There's never been anything like this. Thousands and thousands of votes were cast, and you have some people that were paid to vote. You know that. And, you know, we're only down to 9,000 votes. It's a very small number of votes relative to millions cast. We lost Arizona by 9,000 votes. That's a tiny fraction. Now, that would be a half a day, a couple of hours of checking. Well, I will tell you, we are going to fight. We're taking it up all the way. We have additional cases being filed, probably tomorrow in Wisconsin and in Georgia. And they're good cases. They're very strong cases by great lawyers with great facts. And Arizona will not forget what Ducey just did. We're not going to forget the people of Arizona. We had some of the greatest rallies we've ever had. I left those rallies. A lot of you probably were there. And I said, there's no way we lose this state. And we didn't lose the state. We won it by a lot. But I just want to thank everybody. I'm watching it, and a lot of people are watching it on OEN and a couple of others that are ratings machines. Their ratings are going through the roof because they're telling the truth. And others are being hurt, as you probably have heard. Other networks are being very badly hurt because when they don't follow us, they don't do very well. But the world is watching, and this country is watching, and we admire all of the people, and that includes the fantastic representatives, politicians, but these representatives that are up there and doing a great job. And what they don't realize is they may hear some things, but they're becoming legend. They're becoming legend for taking this on. The country really appreciates it. The country really does, and we have more than they do. I represent everybody, but this was a scam, and we have to get down to the bottom of it. I want to thank Rudy and his team for doing such an incredible job, and for having the courage to leave because they were threatened. So for having the courage, Rudy, we thank you. And you know, Rudy was, and I say this, Rudy was the greatest mayor in the history of New York by far. You look at what happens in New York. I mean, you look at what's going on right now. He was the greatest we've ever had. And I told Rudy the other day, what you're doing right now concerning the elections of United States President and other elections, but concerning the election of the President of the United States, and as good as being mayor was, it's so important, but this is far more important, is the most important thing you've ever done. So I want to thank Rudy, I want to thank all of the political representatives, and I want to thank all of the incredible witnesses for showing bravery and love of your country. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, these lawyers are so appreciated by the American people.
Absolutely.
Thank goodness for these courageous lawyers who are working tirelessly to ensure the integrity of our election process.
Yeah, big time. Pretty cool stuff. So I guess we've gone for a little while now. What do you think? We should probably end this one.
I did want to show one thing from Sky News Australia that came out yesterday, and it had to do with Joe Biden's Thanksgiving address, where I think it was called "The Witness Protection Candidate Only Gets 1,000 Viewers of Thanksgiving Address."
Yeah.
Now, we can watch that in a minute. It's very short, guys. It's like 2 minutes. But don't you think it's interesting that a candidate who supposedly has
Got the most votes.
over 70 million votes in a presidential election has only 1,000 viewers of his Thanksgiving Day address?
Yeah, let's watch it.
So, Hyperbole, what have we got?
Well, we've got Joe Biden, and
Yes.
And he gave and this, of course, is the witness protection candidate. He's done the whole thing from the basement, and he gave a Thanksgiving Day address because, of course, he is, the putative president now. We'll see what happens, Rowan. I don't know. We'll see where
Sing that song.
See where we go. But it ain't over till anyway.
Yes.
There you go. 80 million people voted for Joe Biden. 1,000 of them watched his Thanksgiving Day address online. Now.
80 million.
80 million. 80 million.
You got 1,000.
Sorry, I got another 80,000 votes out the back here, though. That's what I was talking about. Donald Trump asked, well, how did he have 80 million people vote for him and only 1,000 want to see his Thanksgiving Day address? I have an answer for the president, and I reckon that the other 79,999,900 or whatever it is, I can't do the math now, they were out protesting and celebrating on Thanksgiving, and they were off destroying statues and doing all the good things that lefty Democrats should do.
That's pretty interesting, huh?
Yeah, so how many people voted for Biden again?
80 million, apparently. 80 million people.
So how many people watched his Thanksgiving address?
1,000.
Oh. Okay.
I think our president is correct when he says something doesn't add up here.
Yeah, I'm starting to believe our president more and more. What do you guys think?
Really? You think? One other thing I heard yesterday that I thought was pretty interesting was that in over 100 years, no incumbent president who received more votes the second time they run for president has ever lost. Until now. So, President Trump received more votes this time, and he lost, apparently.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, he didn't lose.
Something's fishy, I think.
Something doesn't add up.
Right. All right, so we're going to end this one, but real quick, I wanted to show you guys something that was really interesting that was tweeted out by Magister and then retweeted by Julian's Rum. So this comes from Post 194. Uranium 1.
This has nothing to do with elections, by the way.
Right. Okay, yeah.
I was just saying that, just so you know.
Right. So we got U1, CA, EU, Asia, Iran, North Korea, Iran deal. Why is this relevant? Reread drops regarding North Korea/Iran. Why? What does it mean to be covered in gold? Which couple was photographed covered in gold? The public release was a mistake. Who released the picture? Who has all the information? Why? What does it mean to be covered in gold? Can you locate one other pic with Y head covered in gold? What does this represent? And you see that little symbol down there.
Right.
The sum of all fears.
So this is from one of the very first posts from our favorite Anon, right? From back in, so this was like November 22nd, it looks like, of 2017. So this was very early on when we didn't really know what this was referring to, right?
Right.
So what do we think now?
Well, check this out. Look what Julian's Rum tweeted out. I believe the Y symbolism in the Y family represents ancient convergence of two bloodlines, gods with humans, the gods of the fallen watchers who disobeyed God and bore children, Nephilim with human women. Gold equals skin of the gods, also known as DNA. Covered in gold equals hybrid blood. Look at this picture, guys.
It looks very similar, to the symbol in that post.
Look at this. Ancient Egyptians considered gold the skin of the gods, specifically the sun god Ra, and often use it to craft objects of spiritual significance. Why is this relevant? Interesting. So I gotta leave you guys with something funny before we go, though. So
definitely. But if you wanted more information about this, having to do with the Y family, we did an episode with Dano a few weeks back now, that we'll leave in the description for you to go check out. This is kind of goes along with what we were talking about that day.
Absolutely. All right, guys, here you go. Big kudos to whoever did this. This is freaking hilarious.
We can proclaim the Palmist, with the Palmist who wrote these following words.
True international average of pressure.
Good job.
Oh,
good job.
My goodness, that's awesome.
The Palmist.
The Palmist.
Way to go, Joe. Good job, bud. Okay, so I think we're going to end this episode, right?
I think so.
All right. So,
and we just need to keep remembering that no matter how many states keep certifying that Trump is going to win this election one way or another. Either the Supreme Court gets involved or who knows how this is all going to play out. But
all it's going to take is one, guys.
It's definitely an interesting movie that we're watching. That's for sure. Also, guys, if you would like to support the work that Joel and I are doing, we have Venmo and PayPal accounts in the description if you would like to toss us a donation.
All right, I think that'll do it. If you're new here, if you're enjoying our content, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, toggle the notification bell so you're notified when we go live or put out a new video. And until next time, Patriots and odds, digital soldiers, proud deplorables, chumps for Trump, please do not forget, where we go one,
we go all. Love you, Patriots.
Night, Patriots.
Good night. God bless.
And it's